Without mathematics, there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. This powerful thought from Shakuntala Devi perfectly captures our journey today. We often see math as just a school subject, a hurdle to overcome. But what if I told you that mathematics is the secret language of the universe, the hidden engine that has powered every major leap in human history? From the pyramids of Egypt to the algorithms that run our digital world, math has been the silent partner in our greatest achievements. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of history and reveal the surprising and, frankly, mind-blowing power of mathematics. Get ready to see the world in a whole new way. Our story begins thousands of years ago, in the fertile lands of ancient civilizations. Think of the majestic pyramids of Giza. How did the ancient Egyptians build such colossal structures with such precision? The answer lies in their sophisticated understanding of geometry and arithmetic. They used mathematical principles to align the pyramids with the stars, calculate the massive volume of stones needed, and manage the vast workforce required. It wasn't just about building monuments. Their entire society depended on math. Every year, when the Nile River flooded, it would wash away property boundaries. Egyptian surveyors, known as rope stretchers, would use geometry, literally meaning earth measuring, to redraw the land plots, ensuring a fair and orderly society. This practical application of math was the bedrock of their civilization. Meanwhile, across the Mediterranean, the ancient Greeks were taking a different approach. They weren't just using math, they were falling in love with its beauty and logic. Philosophers like Pythagoras believed that all is number, that the universe could be understood through mathematical ratios. Then came Euclid, often called the father of geometry. Around 300 BC, he wrote a book called Elements, which wasn't just a collection of formulas. It was a masterclass in logical reasoning. Starting from a few simple axioms, he built an entire system of geometry that has been studied for over 2,000 years. This Greek obsession with proof and logic laid the intellectual foundation for all of Western science. But what about the numbers themselves? For a long time, civilizations struggled with clumsy numeral systems. The Romans, for example, had a system that made complex calculations a nightmare. The real breakthrough came from ancient India, where mathematicians developed the decimal system we use today, including the revolutionary concept of zero as a placeholder. This elegant system was later adopted and spread by Arab scholars during the Islamic Golden Age. Thanks to their work, this Hindu-Arabic numeral system traveled along trade routes, eventually reaching Europe. This new, efficient way of writing and manipulating numbers was a game-changer, setting the stage for a mathematical explosion. Fast forward to the Renaissance in Europe, a period of cultural and intellectual rebirth. And what was fueling this rebirth? You guessed it, mathematics. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Albrecht Dürer were obsessed with perspective, using geometric principles to create stunningly realistic three-dimensional illusions on two-dimensional canvases. They understood that math was the key to capturing the beauty of the natural world. But the revolution didn't stop at art. It was about to shatter our entire understanding of the cosmos. For centuries, the accepted view was that the Earth was the center of the universe. Then came Nicholas Copernicus, a Polish astronomer who dared to suggest, based on his mathematical calculations, that the Earth and other planets actually revolved around the Sun. His idea was radical, and initially, it lacked definitive proof. That proof came from astronomers like Johannes Kepler and Galileo Galilei. Galileo, using his telescope, made observations that contradicted the old model. But it was his use of mathematics to describe the motion of falling objects and projectiles that truly transformed science. He showed that the universe could be described by mathematical laws. This idea reached its zenith with Sir Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Independently, they developed a revolutionary new branch of mathematics, calculus. Calculus is the mathematics of change. It gave scientists the tools to describe motion, the orbits of planets, the flow of fluids, everything that wasn't static. Newton's laws of motion and universal gravitation, all expressed in the language of calculus, provided a unified mathematical framework for the heavens and the earth. It was a monumental achievement that dominated scientific thought for the next 2 centuries and made the next great leap in human history possible. That leap was the Industrial Revolution. Suddenly, The abstract principles of mathematics were being forged into iron and steam. Calculus and geometry were no longer just for astronomers. They were essential for engineers designing bridges, steam engines, and factories. The stresses on a beam, the efficiency of a piston, the layout of a production line. All of these were problems that could be solved with mathematics. This was a time when math became the engine of progress, quite literally. But another, more subtle mathematical revolution was also underway. The increasing complexity of industry, government, and finance created a need for a better way to handle uncertainty and large amounts of data. This led to an explosive growth in the fields of statistics and probability theory. Pioneers like Pierre-Simon Laplace and Carl Friedrich Gauss developed methods for analyzing data, understanding randomness, and making predictions. Insurance companies used these theories to calculate risk, governments used them to conduct censuses, and early economists began to develop mathematical models to understand the booms and busts of the market. This application of math to society itself was a powerful new tool for managing and shaping our world. As we entered the 20th century, the stakes got even higher. Mathematics became a critical weapon in global conflicts. During World War II, the fate of nations hung on the ability of mathematicians to crack enemy codes. At Bletchley Park in the UK, a team of brilliant minds, including the legendary Alan Turing, worked tirelessly to break the German Enigma code. Their success, a triumph of mathematical and logical deduction, is credited with shortening the war and saving countless lives. This work on cryptography laid the foundation for a new field, computer science. Turing's theoretical work on a universal machine was a blueprint for the modern computer. He envisioned a device that could solve any problem that could be described by a mathematical algorithm. After the war, this vision began to take shape. The Cold War then fueled a technological arms race, and at the heart of it all was mathematics. The space race, the competition to put a man on the moon, was fundamentally a series of incredibly complex mathematical problems. Calculating orbital trajectories, engineering rocket systems, and ensuring the safe return of astronauts required a level of computational power never seen before. Mathematics was quite literally reaching for the stars. Which brings us to today, the modern era. We live in a world saturated with data. Every click, every purchase, every interaction generates a digital footprint. And the science of making sense of this deluge of information is, at its core, mathematics. Data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence are all built upon foundations of statistics, linear algebra, and calculus. The algorithms that recommend movies, diagnose diseases, and power self-driving cars are all sophisticated mathematical models. Math is no longer just describing the world, it's actively shaping our reality. From developing new medicines through computational biology to optimizing global supply chains, mathematics is the driving force behind modern innovation. However, this incredible power also comes with great responsibility. The mathematical models and algorithms that make decisions about loan applications, job candidates, and even criminal sentencing can have biases built into them, reflecting the biases of the data they're trained on. Understanding the ethical and societal implications of our reliance on these mathematical systems is one of the most pressing challenges of our time. So, from the rope stretchers of ancient Egypt to the data scientists of Silicon Valley, the story of humanity is inextricably linked to the story of mathematics. It's the universal language that allows us to understand the world, to build, to create, and to reach for the impossible. It's more than just numbers and equations. It's a testament to the power of human logic and our endless quest for knowledge. So the next time you encounter a math problem, don't just see it as a challenge. See it as a connection to a grand intellectual tradition that has shaped our past, defines our present, and will build our future. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time and numbers. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the history of science and ideas. Let me know in the comments which mathematical breakthrough you find most amazing. Until next time, stay curious.